Our focus is Jesus today. And we're going to listen to what he taught at a place called the Mount of Beatitudes. Stay tuned. I'm excited for you to join us today, and thanks so much for doing so as we focus on Jesus. In fact, as we continue to teach the Bible in the context of the land, we're actually heading all the way up to the northern part of Israel, to the northwest corner of the Sea of Galilee. It's a freshwater lake, about 30 miles south of the northern border of Israel today. But that's where we're heading, and we're going to talk about one of the well-known messages shared by Jesus. We know it as the Sermon on the Mount. So when we talk about the Gospels recording the ministry of Jesus, I like to summarize the Gospels this way. Matthew primarily shares with us the words of Jesus. We have 5 primary messages preserved in his gospel. Mark seemingly focuses on the works of Jesus. Luke gives us a chronological order of the life and ministry of Jesus. And John, the Gospel of John, gives us a theological overtone of who Jesus was. For instance, all the I am statements appear in John. But our focus today is on Matthew 5. In fact, we're going to walk a little down a pathway down this area, perhaps suggested as a place where up to 5,000, even more people joined to listen to Jesus teach about the kingdom principles. This is a traditional location, just know that. But we're going to visit this, so there's really no archaeology involved in this session today, but our focus is on the Beatitudes shared by Jesus. So thanks for joining us again today. If you want to subscribe to our channel and follow our teachings, hit the bell there, that red bell that you see as well, and we would be honored and most grateful for that. So it's a joy for you to join me as we walk down the Mount of Beatitudes. This is one of the most special locations in the Galilee when we consider the teachings of Jesus from Matthew 5, 6, and 7. A relatively recent tradition places the teaching of the Sermon on the Mount in this natural amphitheater, this hillside on the northwestern slope of the Sea of Galilee. A sound test was done here, and given the topography of this area, it was concluded that more than 5,000 people could have listened to someone teaching. Perhaps on this one day, Jesus was positioned down below, with his voice carrying to those sitting on this hillside, listening to his words about the kingdom of God. So we enjoy a quiet, reflective walk down the slope of the Mount of Beatitudes. The traditional church there can be seen, but our intention is to listen again to the words of Jesus from Matthew chapter 5. As we walk down this slope together, listen to the words of Jesus. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. Blessed are those who are persecuted because of righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when people insult you, persecute you, and falsely say all kinds of evil against you because of me. Rejoice and be glad, because great is your reward in heaven. For in the same way they persecuted the prophets who were before you. As we make our way down to the water's edge, we consider these powerful and transforming words of Jesus as he shared the kingdom principles, as he calls us to be followers, as we endeavor to become the salt and light of the world. So as we walked together, we heard these opening words of chapter 5 of Matthew, as we know them as the Beatitudes. Luke chapter 6 records very similar words, by the way, about the kingdom of God. Luke simply preserves the location as being in the plain. I would suggest either the plain of Gennesaret to the south, or maybe the plains of Bethsaida to the north. Again, it doesn't matter where Jesus shared this, but one thing I think we need to notice this together is that this kingdom message was Jesus' go-to message. After all, he came to usher in this Malchut Shamayim, this Hebrew term, the kingdom of heaven. And what makes this so important for us is that in the first century, the cultural way of understanding the kingdom of God or the kingdom of heaven was this. The kingdom of God was all about the reign and rule of God in the lives of people who would follow him. And this is what Jesus was teaching. He invited people to be kingdom citizens and allow the reign and rule of God to really guide and direct their walk of faith. It was Jesus' go-to message. And I hope that we learn something from hearing these words again. In fact, perhaps as I didn't have time to read the rest of chapter 5 of Matthew and 6 and chapter 7, perhaps today, maybe even after listening to this video or sometime this week, make sure that you read Matthew 5, 6, and 7. And I'm going to suggest that you read it in one sitting and just allow the words of Jesus to be absorbed into your heart. Allow the reign and rule of God to direct your life as you read these words and as you consider putting into practice these kingdom principles. So this is our teaching today. No archaeology, but a rich message and a rich application, I think, a very important one as we rehear the words of Jesus shared on the Mount of Beatitudes. Until next time, shalom.